Hello, welcome to this Pilates video. We're going to do lots of core work today. So we're going to start off lying down on your back. As always, if you have any injuries or issues or any problems with any of these exercises, then please just give me a shout and I'll go over some alternatives for you. So when you're ready, have a lie down onto your back for me. And we're going to start off with the feet about hip width apart and your arms down by your sides. We're going to find a nice connection into our core muscles, Pilates style, and we do that by bringing the belly button gently into the spine, squeeze into those glutes, a little internal lift and zip up to the pelvic floor muscles. Just feel this band of tension through that midsection. Let's hold that tension in, and then breathe in through the nose, high and wide to the rib cage, and out through the mouth. Let's take a few breaths there, in and out. And this is our Pilates style breathing. Slow, steady breath in, high to the ribs. Controlled breath out through the mouth. We're going to try and keep that breath going, holding the tension in, breathing to the rib cage. And we'll try and link that in with our movement as best as we can. So we're going to start with a little rock of the hips forwards and backwards. So we rock the hips forwards on the in-breath, and that creates space underneath the lower back. We then rock the hips back on the out-breath and lift the bum very slightly off the mat. And I want you just to gently rock the hips forwards and backwards, just increasing and decreasing that space underneath the lower back. All we're doing here really is just finding a little bit of warmth into those lower back muscles, a little bit of mobility through the lower spine. Now, the next time you rock these hips back, let's rise up into a shoulder bridge. Push the hips through, squeeze the glutes, pause there, and then roll all the way back down. As the bum sits down, rock the hips forwards, ready to do the same again. Rock back, lift, pause, and then down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Let's do another one of those. We're going to come all the way up. And then down. Now we have an option here to add a leg lift into this. So as we peel the spine away this time, get to the top of the movement first. Pick up a foot, straighten that leg, point the toes up to the roof. Then foot down and roll down. Rock the hips forwards again, rock back. And let's do the same, picking up that other leg, kick, foot down, and roll down. Can we do a couple more of those to each leg? Trying to touch the ceiling with the toes, really trying to straighten that leg out. And as we just give it a gentle kick over the body, we feel a little stretch into those hamstrings. A couple more here. Feel the heat building through the back of the body. Last time, and if it's too much on these, just keep the feet on the floor. And as we finish off that last one there, just give those legs a nice big hug into the body, maybe a bit of movement side to side, a little mini massage of those lower back muscles, maybe a little roll of the ankles as well. Let's place those feet back down onto the floor. And then from here, we're just going to bring the hands to the side, at the tops of the thighs. I want you to lift the head, chin to the chest, slide those fingers up towards the knees. Scoop up into the stomach muscles, pause at the top for me, and then gently lower back down. And all we're trying to do here is find a little bit of warmth into the stomach muscles. So remember, pull the belly button into the spine, squeeze the glutes, that little zip up to the pelvic floor muscles, hold it, and then slowly down. Try to keep the tension away from these neck muscles as we do this. So we're not pushing up through the head, through the neck. We just bring the chin to the chest, then the stomach muscles take over. Squeeze all the tension into the midsection and the glutes, not the neck. Now let's do one more of these. Let's lift to the top of this one, and can we hold it for an extra couple of breaths here? Reaching those fingers, maybe just past the kneecaps. Hold that tension in for me. And then gently rest the head down, arms by your side, and maybe just a little gentle side to side with the head there, just to release a little bit of the tension from those neck muscles, which you may well have built up if you're not used to doing that sort of movement. Bring the head back to center. Now I want us to pick up these legs and bring them into what we call reverse tabletop position. So legs are going to be at 90 degrees Knees at 90, hips at 90. And we're looking for what we call neutral spine here, which is this natural curve through the lower back. Effectively what we're looking for is we're not allowing these hips to rock forwards. If we do that, that puts strain through the lower back. So we need the knees over the hips, the stomach muscles tight to stop those hips rocking forwards. We're then going to take the arms up above the chest, fingers up towards the ceiling, and we just straighten the right leg and start to float that leg down. Now as you do that, take the opposite arm, so that left arm goes towards the floor. It's up to you how low the arm and the leg go. The lower you go, the harder it gets to maintain that neutral spine. Bring the arm and leg back in place and do the same to the side. Exhale as we float the arm and the leg down. Inhale as you bring it back in. So we're really challenging that neutral spine. Remember that natural curve of the lower back. If you feel that lower back lifting and you can't stop that happening, lower the leg, but don't go quite as far down. So we would stop more here than maybe heel tapping down. Whatever feels good for you on this, Pilates is a great form of exercise because it gives us lots of options that work for you. And some you might feel really good on and really strong on, others you won't. But it's all about finding the right level for you. Let's just do one more to each side. Keep pulling those stomach muscles in, protecting that lower back. And once you've done your final one there, feet to the floor, straighten the legs out. Take the hands above the head, give yourself a nice full body stretch there. Good. Let's then take your arms out nice and wide. Take a bend of the legs. Find this neutral spinal position again, this natural curve through the lower back. We're going to pick up the feet and find this reverse tabletop once more. And with the shoulders down, we're going to see if we can take these legs gently just to one side. Just the opposite hip lifts, but the shoulders stay down. Come back through center and do the same to the other side. So exhale across, inhale to center. Now you're going to feel a little stretch through the back muscles, maybe a little click and a clunk here and there as well. Just be mindful of keeping control over those legs. And if you feel like you can't control them, you might want to just bring the heels towards the bum, which will make this a little bit easier. Or if you're really struggling with this one, you could just go to the floor with the feet and just find the mobility part of the movement going from side to side. But if you're good with the legs in the air, let's start to challenge that range of movement a little bit more now as these muscles get used to the movement. And then if you do want to add a little more of it on this one, as you come back to center, we lift the head towards the thighs. So chin to chest, head to the thighs, fingers reach towards the ankle bones or as close as you can get them, big squeeze in there, arms down, head down, and take it over to the other side. Exhale across, inhale to center, exhale lift, inhale reset, and then exhale over to that other side. Can we do a couple more of these to each side? If you can't, remember you've got the option of the easier levels if you want to challenge yourself with that. Your choice if you keep the head down as well. Once you've done your last one there, give those legs a nice hug into the body. Maybe bring the head to the knees and maybe have a little rock and roll up and down the spine. Keep that head close to the thighs, and if you can, rock and roll up and down like this. See if you can bring yourself all the way up to seated. If you can't, use your hands and arms to push yourself up. We're then going to take the legs out straight. Just make sure you've got plenty of the mat behind you because we're going to have a roll down next. Before we find the core muscles, let's find a stretch. So arms come over the legs, chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under, reach out with those arms and fold forwards. Find a good stretch through the back of the body. Let's breathe to the back of the body here. Feel the stretch release as we hold it for a few seconds. Slow, steady breaths. Doesn't matter if you're only holding onto your shins or the ankles or the feet or the toes. Just find a stretch that works for you. Now, we need lots of control for this next one. So let's keep this C curve that we've created here on as we tuck the tailbone under and start to lower back down. Now, if you struggle with your core strength, this might be far enough as you need to come down. You'll then use the stomach muscles to come forwards, take a gentle double bounce at that point of stretch before we do the same again, just coming about halfway down. Now, if that feels pretty comfortable for you and you want to challenge a little bit more, make sure you've got control over your body to do this. We'd perhaps come down to 3/4 of the way, so our shoulder blades are just off the mat. And then we can come back all the way up there. And if that felt good, you could go all the way down. Shoulders down, head down, hands above the head. And that return fade must be done with control, so the feet stay on the mat. Chin to chest, pull tight into the core. Rise up with control and take the forward fold. Again, keep going with this. Slowly down on the in-breath and then back up on the out-breath. Remember, if you are stuck at this point here, don't throw yourself up because that's going to cause you issues in terms of injury and not really getting the stomach muscles working. Forearm supports, use the stomach muscles, and then back up. And next time, stop a little bit earlier. Can we do 2 or 3 more of these? Control, peel the spine away. Imagine you're creating an imprint on this spine on the way down. So we really tuck the tailbone under and each vertebra touches down. Let's do that one more time. If you can, if you feel that's enough for you, have a lie down onto your back. If you're going to finish off with one more, just make sure your final roll down is as slow as you can make it. Really tuck the tailbone under and really try and put the brakes on. Control, control, control. All the way down. Full body stretch. And relax there for a moment. Breathe. Bring your arms down by your sides now. We're just going to find that neutral spine for a moment as we bend those legs, just a little release. And then when you're ready, we're going to pick up these legs back to this reverse tabletop position we're in here. Now, arms really push into the floor here. So hands and arms push deep into the mat as we bring the knees into the body. And that should give you a little bit of support to lift the bum and maybe a little bit of that lower spine as well. We sit the bum down and then your choice here. We can keep the legs at 90, or if you want to challenge that neutral spine, push the legs out straight. The lower you go with that, the harder it gets. So be a little bit careful of that lower back. Inhale as you bring those knees in. Exhale as you push those legs out straight. Remembering you can go lower if you want to. Another option you have on the extension of the legs is to keep them straight, open up the feet nice and wide, squeeze the legs back together, and then bring those knees back in towards the body. And then the final option on this one, be a little careful with this one, push those arms into the floor, bring those legs all the way over, maybe touching the floor behind with the toes or not, your call. Bend the legs as we roll down, sit the bum down, press out, and again, your option to open those legs up. So there's lots of levels to this one. Find the one that feels right for you. If you are taking those legs fully over the body, just watch the head stays in neutral. We're looking directly up. We're not turning our head to the side. Let's go for one more of those, whichever level you're at. And then feet down. Once again, full body stretch. Really find the length there. Breathe. Good. Bend the legs. Hug the knees in. Again, if you can, rock and roll yourself up to seated. If you can't, use your arms to help you do that. We're then going to come to this position where we've got legs bent, feet on the floor. I want you to really sit tall on these sit bones. Reach up as if you're holding the ceiling up here. And then we're going to find a little C curve of the spine, like we did on our roll downs. And then bring these arms down, just in line with the knees. Connect, fight gravity, which wants to push you down, and then rise all the way up. Hold that ceiling up for me there. Long spine, drop the shoulders down a touch, and then that C curve, short spine as we reach back. Exhale as we come up and hold that ceiling up. Inhale as we find this position here. Let's do that one more time, all the way up to the ceiling. And then that C curve, lean back, find that point of resistance. And then just bring yourself up, hands to the hamstrings now. We're going to see if we can lift one foot, then the other, and see if we can find balance here. If not, feet can go back down. If you feel okay with this, maybe your hands lift, shoulders back, long spine. One arm can go up, and we can tap the other hand down. So your choice. You can stay still, you can have hands on here, or the final option is to lift one arm, lower the other. Hands to the hamstrings if you're struggling. Find that balance point. Hold it for a couple more breaths. And then, once you're done, cross the ankles, fold over the top, and find a little release there. Looking good. Breathe. Feel the stretch through the back of the body. Okay, we're just going to slide the hands in and swing our legs round so we can find our plank pose next. So we're going to bring the forearms down to the mat, walk those knees back and lower the hips down. Now let's think about bringing the belly button into the spine, squeeze the glutes, that internal zip up to the deep core muscles. Nose is over the thumbs, lift the hips, find this 3/4 plank position. You want to make it harder, tuck the toes under, lift one knee, then the other, push the hips away for our full plank. Remember, if you're struggling, knees down or fully down to rest, you can always pop back up in a moment. But if we can, let's see if we can hold this. Should feel a little shake going on here. Lots of big muscles working hard, so just make sure that we're breathing to all those muscles. Deep breath, slow and steady. Can we hold this plank for another 10 or 15 seconds? Breathing, every muscle tight in the body, hence the name plank. Long and strong for the last 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Let the elbows go wide. Rest the chin onto the fingers. And let's just finish off with a little bit of lower back work to balance things up here. So stomach muscles tight, keep the feet on the floor. We're going to lift the hands, arms, head and chest off there. Keep the feet down, find a little bit of resistance and lower down. If that does feel too much, you can just lift the head and the chest. If you feel okay though, let's lift. Maybe you open up those arms as well. It'll squeeze through the shoulder blades as we bring the elbows to rib cage and then hands in and lower down. Keep everything pulled in nice and tight for me. And let's do 2 more of these. Keep the control, don't throw the body up into the air on this one. Lots of control needed. One final time, maybe we hold at the top for an extra second or so. And then down, rest the head down. Release for a moment. Stretch these legs out, point the toes to the wall behind you and see if you can lift both legs off now. Head stays down and then lower down. This is not a big lift. It's not a fast lift. We're just peeling those thighs away, trying to touch that wall behind us with the toes and then down. If that feels too much, just alternate a single leg lift. If you want a little bit more, the top of your lift, open up the feet. Then squeeze the legs together and lower down. 2 more to do. And then one last time, can we hold maybe a second or so longer at the top? Knees and feet together and rest down. Brilliant. And then just bringing the hands under the shoulders, lift the hips out of the mat, push yourself slowly up to all fours. And then hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's find this cat-cow. So rock the hips forward, lift the chest and look forwards. And then reverse it, arch the back, chin to chest, look to the thighs. We'll just find a little release of those back muscles. Move with your breath, inhale to one pose, exhale to the other. Let's do that one more time to each position. Find the halfway point between the two. Just bring the weight back to the heels, take these hands up above the head. Push the hips and the chest forward, look up there, open up through those stomach muscles. And then bring these arms down, give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. And you are done. Thank you for that, you did great. Hope you enjoyed that. Look out for more Pilates videos coming soon. Well done.